I want to talk about this issue briefly. I don't want to go into it in too much depth, or in too much detail, rather. Depth is good. Depth is always good. Detail is not. Detail is sometimes annoying and misses the point. But I want to just talk about this matter without it becoming a "oh, I can't even" sort of thing, which I think it's is the way that a lot of people talk when they talk about things like this. The ridiculous, absurd, crazy decision of the Colorado Supreme Court. I don't like to talk about politics, and I don't like to talk about what's happening now kind of stuff here. I don't like to be topical in that sense. I don't like to be newsy. I don't like to be pundity. I'm just not that kind of guy, and I'm willing to become even less of that kind of guy. But I do want to talk about this one thing to put it in the proper perspective, and hopefully be helpful with what I have to say. Because if all I had to say was, "Oh, I can't even," then join the club. We all can't even. But let's just talk about the absurdity of this ruling. Now, am I a constitutional scholar? No. I don't need to be a fucking constitutional scholar to know how retarded this is. The majority of the Colorado Supreme Court, the 4-3 decision, said in a ruling that because Donald Trump is probably guilty of insurrection, that we're going to keep his name off of the ballot, or off of the ballot, in the state of Colorado. Now, has Trump been legally accused of insurrection? No. I mean, is he facing charges of insurrection or sedition? No. None of the charges that he's facing are concern insurrection or ostensible sedition. It is true that people say that his behavior on January 6th was insurrectionist or insurrectionary or whatever, but that's not what he's being charged with. It's certainly not what he's been found guilty of anywhere. That a Supreme Court, not just 4 out of 7 randoms in the state of Colorado somewhere could come to such a decision, but that these highly placed judges, the highest law in the state, could come up with a ruling so asinine that, oh, well, we think he's guilty of insurrection, therefore we think we're going to keep his name off of the ballot in our state. Yes, one is tempted to say, I can't even, but what this shows is the truth of what I was saying almost 8 years ago now, and I think I'm the first one who said this. So I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna boldly take credit for it, for being the one who coined this term. That the United States is essentially a banana republic without the bananas, with a lot more wealth, but still essentially that's what we are. That's what we've become, because there is no rule of law to speak of. Now, this ruling is not going to stand. I know that. I think it's even built into the ruling. I think they even say, if this is challenged at all, then never mind. But so it's there. Just it was made. This decision was made, to send a message. It was made to send a message, but what that message is meant to send is that no matter what happens, no matter how people vote in November, and you all know that I'm not like a democracy advocate here. So this is not about democracy or upholding democracy or anything like that. But ostensibly the United States is a representational republic, okay, in which people vote for a candidate. And the idea that you can leave someone off of the ballot of your state because you have an opinion that he did something naughty, whether it was whatever it may have been, but the thing that you believe him to be guilty of is not something he's been found guilty of anywhere, and it's not something that he's even been being charged with anywhere in a legal sense. And you are, and you're not just, I don't know, a bunch of housewives, but you are the highest law of the land of your state. You're people who are supposed to know the law backwards and forwards, and you can come to this kind of decision without any shame. That shows where we're at. Okay, that shows the state of things. There's a lot of arrogance in amongst the American ruling class today, and their enablers and their stooges. There's a lot of this looking at other countries and saying, "Oh well, they're not a true democracy because they did this, this, or this." Well, motherfucker, you're saying that you support this. If you're saying it's a good thing that the Colorado Supreme Court has or that the majority of the Colorado Supreme Court has come to this kind of decision, we don't like this guy because we think he's an insurrectionist, in our opinion, which isn't founded on anything but just what we happen to think or how we happen to feel, and therefore we're going to make it so that he can't be elected, he can't be on the ballot, and therefore in all to all practical purposes can't be elected as president in in the state election, which determines the electoral voters who will vote one way or the other. I know how election works, federal election works under the electoral system. I'm not that much of a dummy, but that shows, I don't know, that shows where we're at. And that the fact that we're there, okay, the fact that we're there is sobering. The fact that we're there should give everybody pause. Everybody who still believes that what we've got can be salvaged, it should give you pause. In my take, what we've got right now is something that is unsalvageable, and we should not put our faith in any way, in any sense. We should not give it our allegiance, and we should not think that there is anything in it that is binding upon us. That's the proper conclusion to come to from this ridiculous story. So that's all. That's what I have to say about the Colorado Supreme Court decision, and I'm going to elaborate on this later. I think maybe in the next few days. But my resolution for 2024 for this channel is to be as non-topical as possible, or non-topical when it comes to politics as possible. Because to me, if you believe in politics, if you believe that politics can save us, if you believe that we can be saved by voting the right way, I think you're woefully deluded, and this story should be confirmation. This story for me is confirmation. It shocks even someone like me who already thinks we're so far gone, and who already would not be. No matter what, I keep getting shocked. They keep managing to do something even more ridiculous than I think is possible. So those are my thoughts on this subject. Leave your comments below.